LaGuentas.
Yes.
Is it LaGuentas?
Come with
LaGuardia?
Yeah.
and you'll meet in a world
All right.
of love. You need just a little something easy.
Time to read again.
There am I.
You guys ready?
Einem Minuten.
Okay. Years ago, our three hosts began a journey together as they watched all the Ernest films and TV shows in chronological order for a podcast. As that quest neared its end, our heroes were entrusted with the holy grail of all things Ernest, the binders of unmade Ernest movie ideas. Having been blessed with this sacred text from the creators and writers of the Ernest franchise, they decided to share the treasures within with the world. They formed the Ernest P. Worrell Preservation Society and will gather regularly to discuss these films that never were. They are the associates of Astor, the captains of Khaki. They are the Ernest P. Worrell Preservation Society. It's going to be a very table extravaganza. Comprendo. Welcome, all of my friends. It's episode 15. I am your
Humboldt host?
Yeah, I'm your Humboldt host.
Yeah.
Dustin. Who are you?
I'm Derek J. Hoover.
All right, who are you?
I feel like alcohol is going to be a major factor in
You're
this
welcome
episode.
for that gin drink.
My name is Jason Gin Drink.
Outstanding.
You do your gin drink, you do your vodka drink.
Oh,
yeah,
a good time.
Bill Cosby
That
joined
reminds me of the best times.
Oh, Johnny boy.
Cosbawumba.
Can we start that band, please?
We'll be anarchists.
I
Yes.
get knocked down, but I get up again.
Get up again.
Cockroach,
I want Bill Cosby
bring me a cider drink.
to do
Bring me a lager drink.
Chumbawamba slam poetry. That's what I want.
Cockroach.
This is your first and only Malcolm Jamal warning.
Call back.
Outstanding.
All right.
Outstanding.
This is an episode that was voted on by our patrons.
Episode 15, the quinceañera.
Yes, this is our quinceañera.
This is our quinceañera.
Finally, this podcast becomes a Mexican
Young
female.
woman.
Yeah, young
Yes.
woman.
Well, last episode it was. Now, I know I make jokes about the Jews here and there, and what have you. Namely stereotypes in Hollywood. Is it 13 or 14 for a bat or bar mitzvah?
I thought it was 13.
Is it 13?
I think
Okay,
it's
so
13.
2 episodes
Yeah,
ago
they
we
circumcised the kid in
we
front of all their
became-
friends and
we
family.
became-
God, is that what happens?
Jewish men and got a lot of money and cards from our boobalas.
I went through confirmation as a Lutheran.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Apparently it happens with the Catholics too.
yeah.
I drank Christ's blood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I did.
It's delicious.
I drank the blood of a demigod.
That dude must have been loaded all the time. And in this episode, we become Hispanic young women.
That's right.
Oh, Jesus. So, Cruisin with Ernest is our subject on this one, and it's not a very lengthy one. It's 3 pages, and then we also have a cover letter
I'm excited.
and
about
some
the cover
artwork that I will probably share on the social media, but I'll hold it up. Maybe you guys can see it on the YouTube
Here, I'll hold it
video.
up right here. I always like the artwork if we get a chance to see some.
Cruisin with Ernest.
It's usually the title, some sort of picture, and then a picture of Jim Varney as Ernest, just kind of like
mugging.
yeah, photoshopped in.
Yeah, he's in a lifesaver, much like Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon in their buddy comedy Out to Sea.
Wow.
That's
You're welcome. Deep pull.
That's
I hurt
the
my back
Matthau-
on that one. That was such a deep pull.
They couldn't stop working.
I did.
together.
I needed to
Just couldn't.
stretch before I made that deep pull.
oh
We want grumpy old men, grumpier old men,
out to sea.
screaming Africa.
Sadly, no Burgess Meredith.
No. But yeah, we have a date.
I'm excited. Do you know why? Say the date.
May 17th,
Do
1990.
you know why?
Is that your
It was
birthday?
his 8th birthday.
There we go.
On that day. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, appreciate you.
On your 8th birthday, M. Shell Productions sent this letter to Walt Disney Pictures.
And that's, of course,
To
that is
who?
John Cherry's company, M. Shell.
Yes.
But to who? boom.
To somebody we've mentioned on our old program several times, Daniel Butler has mentioned her.
Several times, yes.
Ms. Jane Goldenring.
Yes. 5
golden rings.
Who, if I'm not mistaken, she was a very patient woman.
Yeah,
given
sounds
some
like
of the script ideas. A very, very patient woman.
So it says, R.E. John Cherry Development Production Deal Number 2, Ernest Submissions. Dear Jane, pursuant to paragraph B11, bingo!
Bingo! I got a bingo!
Of the exclusive Ernest Development Deal, John Cherry Number 2, dated as of November 1st, 1988. So that's when the Disney agreement was signed.
Also
apparently.
known as, in here, parenthetically and quoted, Ernest Agreement.
Yes.
Ooh.
I am enclosing 1 out of 3 properties for consideration by Walt Disney Pictures. Quote, Disney. The property is entitled Cruisin' with Ernest and is described in the attached treatment. So, this is 2 years into the Disney deal, 1990. So, we're looking at, like, this would
We're post
more
what
than likely
movies,
be
pre what movie?
This would be the 4th, because I think Jail and Christmas would have already been done or like in development. So this could have been the 4th movie. At the time, it was a 6-picture deal.
Yes.
Right.
Scared Stupid, it ended.
4, right?
And yeah,
Yeah.
And that ended the deal. So, yeah, this could have been one of the Disney films. A lot of these were like, yeah, this is later era Ernest. This is prime Disney.
This is in the heat.
Yeah.
This is when Ernest got the heat. It says, I'm enclosing 1 out of 3 properties. So, not only a time for when it's during the Disney, but also, you have to cut this out because I'm too drunk to remember what I was going to say.
7 minutes in.
I had something I was
Really?
I had something I was gonna say.
Bear in mind, I had like 3 cocktails before I came over here.
Well, that's not good.
It's gone. It's gone. Well, first of all, Dustin's right. That's not good.
How's it bad? How's it bad?
Automobile.
I also had 3 cups of coffee before I came over here.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say.
Okay, and
yeah,
back at it.
So not only is this one part of the Disney deal, but it's probably one of those ones where, like, Disney was saying, hey, we have signed you to a contract. We need X amount of scripts every 6 weeks or so, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of those treatments.
I have some memos.
About this?
No, about what scripts they submitted on what days.
Okay.
That it's like 2 or 3 pages. I was looking at the binder today going through, and it's like it'll show what they submitted together, and then it's like fast forward like another month or so, and here's another date.
Was Cruisin' with Ernest on those?
It was.
It was on
yeah.
those. Oh,
okay.
So I nailed it basically.
Obviously.
All right.
When don't you?
So this is 3 acts.
Since the 2nd grade, you consistently nail it. I'm just saying.
I nail.
I'm going to. I will read Act 1. Jason can read Act 2, and Derek, you can take it home with Act 3.
Who's going to read the overview? You do it.
All right. So there's an overview, which is 3 sentences. Ernest is a deckhand on a cruise ship when he overhears a plan to kidnap Prince Shabib. The young prince doesn't believe Ernest.
Shad. Sorry.
Mick Jagger's.
Immediately sorry for that.
So, are you proud of yourself with that one?
There it is.
That kind of came back to bite me.
Because you should be.
Surprised it took this long.
So Ernest decides to kidnap the prince himself to save him from certain death. That's the overview. Now let's get into
elevator
it.
pitch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The elevator on the cruise ship pitch.
Did you know they had elevators on the cruise ships now?
Do they?
Well, it's usually just for the workers there. It goes down to the cargo.
Or if there's a small diminutive black child.
Yeah. Hi, George.
Yes.
Hey, man.
Act 1. Southwest of Sri Lanka, formerly known as Ceylon for all you geography buffs out there.
I thought it used to be Constantinople.
You want a few geography B's, no?
Oh, I know my geographics.
Yes, you do.
Geography B? Is that a real thing?
That is a real thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sri Lanka. It's in the Indian Ocean. There's a Greek cruise ship, the Carlotta, steams towards her destination, one of the Maldive Islands. Ernest is hard at work as a deckhand, busboy, all-around flunky. But hey, it's a way to see the world. So that job checks out.
Yeah, menial.
Yeah.
That's always a big part of what Ernest is and what he does, and is his job. And in this case, it totally checks out. And it is probably a pretty great way to see the world, too.
Yeah.
After,
I know a few people who worked on cruise ships.
As performers?
Actually, yeah. A friend of mine, Doug, from college, is a hell of a saxophone player. He spent a couple years.
Cool. Never been on a cruise ship. I wanted to do the 311 cruise this year, but that's not going to happen.
Thanks a lot, COVID.
Yeah. Oh well.
You really love 311.
They're a great band, and I like their whole vibe. And it's like they're best friends. They've been playing together for 30 years. The same 5 guys from Omaha, Nebraska, relocated to California. They almost died when their second album came out. Their RV caught fire on the interstate.
It's a true story.
And they evacuated just in time to watch it explode.
Really?
Yes. They lost all their gear, all their possessions that were in there. They could have died had they not pulled over.
Situation or
no, it was just a really old RV.
There's actually a house in Hudson I want to take a picture of on my route.
Yeah.
And I've seen the dude outside. He's maybe about our age.
Hudson, Illinois, one of your routes as a deliveryman?
Yes. His address marker and everything, it looks like he made it himself. Perfect 311 logo. It
very cool.
Is pretty dope.
But yeah, they do a cruise every other year where you go out on. They have comedians like Brian Posehn and Doug Benson have been on it before. They have like a basketball tournament where you can actually play against the guys in 311.
The cruise sounds.
They do craft
one of the
beer
only
tastings.
Cruises I've ever been.
They have their own craft beers.
Wouldn't you love to foul a guy from 311?
Yeah. Walk it off, Nick. So yeah.
Sorry, I pushed you down. Only single I know. Good night.
I got all mixed up with.
Didn't know what to do.
Yeah. So anyways, I also think it would be cool.
My only question is, who's got the herb?
Yeah. Well, everybody on that boat does. I will
right.
tell you.
Shit.
It'd just be cool to attend a concert in the middle of an ocean. You know.
That you're right. There would be something
that does
really
sound
cool.
Like you won't get that anywhere else. Like everybody just out on this boat deck in the middle of the water, partying to a rock concert.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that.
So.
And then like.
And then you go to different
crab.
Yeah, and drinks, and you go to different stops, different islands.
So much snow.
Gotta get that king crab.
You gotta get it.
After a rearrangement of the promenade deck and a collision with the seafood extravaganza buffet.
See?
Ernest is confined to quarters below deck.
They whitewash over these, what would be like big events, big physical comedic events.
Yeah.
Don't you want to see what happened at the seafood extravaganza
Shove them in
buffet?
the brig.
Yeah, that comes in the second draft.
Mm.
Through the pipes in the boiler room, Ernest overhears a plot to kidnap Prince Shabib, favorite son of the Pasha of the Maldives. Now, I looked up, what is a Pasha?
Thank you.
I was very curious. What is a Pasha?
So,
I thought it was a type of sofa.
Yeah, no, you would be wrong. It's the title of a man of high rank or office in the Ottoman Empire.
Oh.
Ottoman Empire was in Scared Stupid.
We are the Ottomans.
Mm-hmm.
You're not.
So Buster was really on a Turkish Ottoman Empire.
Respect.
Stick to what you know,
Yeah.
right?
You know what?
This guy wanted geography B in his day.
There's 2 things I know.
1.
Advertising.
2.
Ottoman Empire. The John Cherry story.
Forget Keeper of the Clown. So Ernest tries to tell everyone from the ensign to the captain.
It's pronounced ensign.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
From the ensign to the captain about the impending kidnapping, but no one will listen. It's just Ernest. The story is absurd. On board are the executives of the Marshall Trading Company. They are using this cruise to schmooze their clients whose business they'll use to guarantee a fee to the Pasha. They must have the blessing of the Pasha to operate the trading company on the island. Glenn Redding, a young executive with the Marshall firm, finds that his opinions are not appreciated and is fired after a horribly botched client presentation, which, unbeknownst to him, Ernest accidentally sabotaged.
Glenn Redding.
We don't know how he sabotaged.
Yeah, there's no context. Glenn Redding, true or false, sounds like a lesser Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah, he definitely sounds like 70s AM radio.
Like, had maybe a couple AM radio
Yeah,
hits.
didn't he write Seasons in the Sun?
Right?
It was Terry Jacks, but it could be Glenn Redding.
Yeah. I think he also wrote the wreck of the USS Missouri.
Yes. Yeah. Not as popular.
No, not nearly
as the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, but just as heavy-handed.
No mention of the nor'easter in there at all.
Exactly. What the hell was that?
And Downeaster Alexa. Totally depressed, he runs into Ernest, who has also had a bad day. After exchanging stories, the two decide to go warn the prince. Maybe, if Glenn saves his son, this will bring the Pasha's favor, and Glenn will be able to secure the permission for the trading company and get his job back. On Maldive, the Pasha has 8 wives.
Oh, good.
Here we go.
There we go.
8 heads in a duffel bag. That's the Henry VIII version.
Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon's final film.
His favorite is Penel, a sweet and gentle woman who has only the Pasha's well-being in mind. Her son, Prince Shabib, is destined to be the next Pasha when the old man passes on. How many times am I going to have to say the word Pasha?
More than you care.
It's almost like pasta.
Yeah.
Pasta, as they say.
You like some pasta?
We had a kindergarten teacher who pronounced it pasta.
I think it's Canadian, right? So they're saying
here's all I want to do. I want to come home from work.
Right.
I want to play me a nice game of Mario.
Oh, sure.
And then, just eat some nice pasta.
Oh, buttered pasta. That's great.
Oh, buttered pasta with a little Parmesan?
Oh.
Oh, boy.
How do you to heaven before you send me to hell, eh?
Oh, right?
What is this show? I want to tune into this show.
Patrons only.
But there is friction, as you might expect with 8 wives.
No.
I can't keep one girl, let alone 8 wives. Christ in heaven.
There's only 7 days a week. So, like,
each girl gets a day normally.
Yeah.
One of them days is a 3-way.
Do they get like an 8-sided die and
the
Pasha rolls it out?
It's like D&D.
An 8-sided die. The fabled 8-sided die.
Roll your D8.
Yeah. Who gets to be with me today? Which one of you lucky broads? This is a drunk episode.
Yep.
Karika, the 3rd wife.
Okay.
She's mean and a jealous political animal.
Like that.
She has done everything in her power to groom her son, Dankus. Dankus?
Dankus? I read that as Dankus.
Sounds like something I'd smoke on a 311 cruise.
Right?
Yeah. I need to look up on Leafly if Dankus is a strain.
Pass me that Dankus.
Yo, I got that Dankus.
You got that Dankus? Yo, I got this here chillin'. You got that Dankus?
And if she's got a nice butt, she got a donk and a Dankus.
Oh, come on!
Ooh, yeah.
The Dankus and the Donkus.
So Dankus is supposed to take the throne of the Pasha. When the cruise ship docks in Maldive, Ernest and Glenn head for the palace to save Prince Shabib. But it's not as easy as it sounds. After several misguided attempts, parenthetical, not to mention love at first sight between Glenn and the Pasha's eldest daughter, Cynthia.
Wow.
Cynthia was up. Get me a beer. Jeff Foxworthy. Right?
Yeah, that is very Foxworthy. Well, Cynthia was up. Get me a beer.
The word of the day is sensuous. Cynthia was up. Get me a beer.
How about the word Ewans? Ewans all there. Come on.
That's a real Foxworthy bit.
Yeah.
I believe that was on his first album.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
It was an early one.
I don't own it anymore. I traded that in a while back.
It wasn't signed by David Arquette, was it?
Oddly enough, it was.
Don't trade it in if it's signed by David Arquette. Christ,
That's
a
Patricia
Jeff Fox
signed that one.
Of Jeff Foxworthy album signed by David Arquette sounds like something that would be in the comic book guys.
So
little curio. It's a rare picture of Roger Moore, signed...
I believe it was Newbury...
Sean Connery, signed by Roger Moore.
Inviting her friend to commit
Suicide. Thank you.
There was a comic book store called Newbury Comics, and they sold copies of Beck's album Colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Autographed by MC Hammer.
What?
Makes no sense.
Does he have,
He's not on the album.
Does he have anything to do with it all?
Not to my knowledge, but they sold
Hammer don't hurt him.
MC Hammer autographed copies of a Beck album.
Right.
Okay.
I almost bought one just for the weird novelty of it, but
okay.
I just have my regular vinyl copy.
Fair enough.
It's a thing. So
I want one now.
Yeah, it turns out that Prince Shaboobie doesn't want to be shaved. Oh, I'm sorry, saved.
It's part of their religion. All right.
Yes.
It's not funny. Nothing funny about it. Nothing funny about not wanting to be shaved.
Yeah. And these ugly Americans are thrown out of the palace.
Act 2, just like the popcorn. High five it. Back on board the ship, Ernest and Glenn find even more evidence that the kidnappers are going to go through with their plans. Ernest decides to kidnap the young prince himself. Back in the palace, the Pasha turns down the Marshall trading campaign proposal. Disguised as harem girls, which I believe we saw this in
we have seen this.
Army, right?
Africa.
Oh, it was Africa. Same movie. Goes to Africa
Right there.
here. We have it right here on VHS. That's right. But yes, disguised as harem girls, Glenn and Ernest are able to gain access to the palace. Glenn, distracted by the Pasha's eldest daughter, is caught by Korika and turned over to her guards. This is where we find out that Korika is behind the kidnapping plans. Remember, very specifically, her son Dankus from 311 was going to be next in line for the throne once Shaboobie is out of the
picture. This is some Game of Thrones stuff.
Very much so. Meanwhile, Ernest is chosen by the Pasha as his bride for the night.
He got the lucky roll.
So Derek, if you're chosen as the bride for the night, what do you think that means?
Penetration.
Yep.
Full penny?
Yeah, full penny.
Mani-pedi.
And I ain't talking to pasta.
Full mani-pedi.
Yep.
What does that mean though? Like seriously,
love and touch and squeezing, baby.
If you're the Pasha, are you saying that you're going to marry your 9th wife? Is that what that means? Says he has 8 wives already. Does this mean he's going to marry another woman, or
I think it's just
bed?
like, I can't remember what all 8 of them look like. You're my choice for tonight. Like, he doesn't even realize that Ernest isn't one of his normal harem.
Oh,
I don't know.
This is the most unusual bride he's ever seen.
Yeah. She got a dong.
It takes some maneuvering
Dongus.
and some smooth operation. But
now I know you are proud of yourself.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And you know what? With you.
Yeah.
But Ernest is able to kidnap the young prince. Unfortunately, when Ernest arrives at the ship with the prince, he finds out that he has kidnapped the wrong boy. He snatched Dankus, the son of Korika.
Ruh-roh, Shaggy.
Ruh-roh, Shaggy.
Yo, man, I'll be grabbing that Dankus.
Yeah, man. You know I'll be grabbing that Dankus.
Snatching your people up.
Glenn is
climbing in your windows and stealing your Dankus.
They be Dankus everyone up in here. Oh no, we're gone.
Good Lord.
Glenn is held
captive.
Hide
your wives, hide your sisters. They stealing everybody's Dankus.
Yes.
Glenn is held captive and will soon be executed. Good Lord.
What?
Here we go again. Another Ernest movie with death.
Death.
It's ripe with murder.
Don't kill Dankus.
Don't kill
He didn't do anything. He's a victim of circumstance.
No, Glenn. They're going to kill Glenn.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you know, anybody's fair game now. Once you open the doors that somebody is in peril, they all could be.
Dustin, hands off my Dankus.
Sorry. Got a little bit rowdy.
Can we please make hands off my Dankus t-shirt? Please.
Makes sense to me. Korika has to do this quickly before the Pasha gets wind of her plan, but Sincha comes to his rescue and devises his escape. The Pasha is distraught with grief over the kidnapping of Dankus. The prince calls out to the guard to search the land for the fiend that stole his brother.
You stole my brother.
You dirty rat.
You dirty rat. You stole my Dankus.
Dankus, who seems as evil as his mother, that's right. He begins to turn into a real boy of 12 as his time with Ernest brings joy and laughter to a once solemn face. I have never heard the phrase "a real boy of 12."
Yeah.
Have you guys heard that before?
That sounds like something from like the 20s. Like, that man really knows his onions. Like, it sounds like.
I was expecting it to be like, oh, she's a real 5-letter woman. You know, it's like he's a real boy of age 12.
But does that mean he's starting to act like a child?
I think he's starting to become normal.
Right. You think normal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's been kind of a tool.
Yeah.
And now he's like, oh, I'm gonna laugh at farts and be a normal kid.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Hand me that Game Boy.
It turns out that Dankus,
I'm a boy of 12.
It turns out that Dankus doesn't want to be the Pasha anyway. So this is just his mother that wants him to do it. There's his mother's desires, not his. For the first time, Dankus confesses his secret ambition. He wants to go to America and become a pro baseball player. Now, I read this earlier at my home. I own my own home. I'm a homeowner. I don't know if you guys know this.
It's a nice home. I've been there. I played Nintendo there.
Well, thank you for coming over and playing the original Nintendo with me. But I read this.
It was a good time.
It was fun. I read this line and I was like, oh, that's kind of like, it's probably supposed to be silly, but it's like, it's kind of sweet. He has ambitions to go to America.
I want to play baseball.
Yes. Yeah.
And then they turned that into a Disney movie called $1 Million Arm, starring John Hams.
Is that right? I've never heard of that.
I own it.
The kidnappers make their move and steal a prince. Prince Shabib, that is.
And this is where we have to leave you guys.
You don't
with the
get
cliffhanger.
Act 3.
You get Act 1, you get Act 2. Act 3 you gotta wait for.
You don't get that trace.
It'll be out January 11th for all of you that subscribe. Go to your favorite podcast app or on Spotify. Look up Ernest P. Worrell Preservation Society and hit subscribe. That way you get the episodes right when they come out. And be sure to subscribe to this channel and get alerts anytime we have a new video.
Yes.
And comment about, you know...
Dankus.
Comment about the Dankus.
Give me your thoughts on Dankus.
Tell me all your thoughts on Dankus.
Tell me all your thoughts on Dankus, 'cause I'd really like to meet him.
I love Dishwalla.
Pet Your Friends. That was the name of the album.
What the hell ever happened to Dishwalla?
The world may never know. Anyways,
Dying to know.
if you know what happened to Dishwalla, leave
if
that
you
in
have
the
the
comments,
inside
too.
track about what happened to Dishwalla,
Where'd they come up with that name, Dishwalla?
They were from Walla Walla, Washington, and one of them was a dishwasher.
But that, you know what?
I believe that. I don't know if that's true. It probably
I
is
said it
true.
with confidence. That's
You
all you
did.
need to know.
You said it with so much confidence, and it sounds just real enough.
Who's that group that sang that song, Standing Outside a Broken Telephone?
Primitive Radio God.
That's
There
it.
you go.
That's it.
You're welcome.
That's it.
Another one.
I get them mixed up with Dishwalla. I just had
all
to...
the time.
Deep Blue Something. Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yep.
That's another one for you.
I knew that one.
Yeah. All right. We're out.
Deuce, baby.